This is the RC Jet Jog. Oh, I just broke it. All right, we're back in the shop now. We finally got some flying guys done. I really hope that y'all enjoyed the maiden of the Cessna 182. Yeah, I'm pointing to it. It's over there on the floor, but y'all can't see it. But man, that felt good to get out to the field. We even did a little flying with our small PC-6, as y'all see on our shorts. So if y'all haven't seen those, go back and check out those episodes for sure. It was a blast. I can't wait to get this bad boy up in the air. So let's get started on it today. The instructions, we still don't have them, but I was able to find them online. So it says to start on by gluing the tail. So by all means, I guess we'll start there. If I can just, I have so much junk down here, guys. I really do eventually need to get in my shop and clean a little. But also I need to sell some of these planes so I can get them up on the shelves. So let's see here. So it says that the vertical stab comes on here. There's a few cutouts actually in the fuselage that this goes into. I can kind of feel it right there. So I gotta cut those out. And you know what I'm actually gonna do? It tells you just to cut out where these guys are. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the film from all of those areas. So all of this wood all the way down here gets a bond. I mean, that's preference, but that's how I was always taught throughout my RC life, is to, if there's any wood that's gonna be on top of coating, just don't do that. So let's get cutting here. Let's see what we got. That's interesting. Okay, so that is the shape of the tail right there. So let's go ahead and get that going. So last week was obviously our maiden. I hope y'all, like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed that episode. We had a great time for sure. Did y'all flying anything this last week? If you did, let us know. We would love to hear from you. Any new projects or anything that y'all have going? Once again, we would love to hear about it. I did notice that it looks like E-Flight has re-released their, I think it's a 1.2 meter Mustang, but I really like the new paint scheme. I thought the old Mustang's paint scheme was kind of boring, but you know, I know this one's a little bit more popular and a little bit more done, this new paint scheme, but I really do like it a lot. I've always liked that blue nose. So, as always, E-Flight, keep it up. That was a pretty strong release for sure. Let's see. Now we just kind of push it down. That should expose. What we'll do is we'll start by cutting out the cutouts. Like here's one right here, and that'll give us a line. So then we can put the tail down and then cut it through. Now I'm gonna have to correct myself on something I said during the unboxing. Is I said that the tail wheel was wrong on this airplane, which once again, I didn't have the instructions, so I didn't know. I was just going by with what I saw on the hardware on the airplane. And it appears that the tail wheel does mount to the back of the fuselage. So I saw this little guy right here. You can see in the picture. And I thought that the tail wheel came off of it, but no, actually the rudder goes all the way through. A control horn comes off here and connects to the tail wheel that mounts on the back. So it will be somewhat scale. It's still a wire wheel. So I would like to get something more scale looking on the airplane, but I can live with it for a while for sure. So for any of you guys at VQ or Nexa or whatever y'all are calling yourselves now, sorry, I was wrong. It is proper. Oh, I hear a chicken girl a knocking. Come on in, chicken girl. All right.
Can I take this chair away from the Kingair?
Yeah. You gonna come hang out?
Yeah, I gotta brush my hair. I got the knot in the back of my head.
Oh my goodness, we don't want to have knots in our head. Okay, let's see if this is any better.
It's really big.
We're getting somewhere now. There we go. Chicken girl, get over here. You can't see you.
And this is where I always sit.
Yeah, but we like to see you. You're prettier than me, I promise. Want to come cut some coating? Nice. Are knives too dangerous for you?
They're a little bit dangerous. Especially when it comes to working with knives with him. He's really dangerous with knives.
What did I ever do to you with knives, huh?
You cut your own finger?
Okay, I cut my own finger. So, guys, I've never hurt Chicken Girl with knives. Just putting that out there, okay?
Well, I said it's very dangerous whenever it comes to knives with you. And he's also cut his toe with a knife.
What?
By dropping it on the floor and it sliced his...
Did I actually do that?
Yep.
When did that happen?
At the old house when you dropped the knife on the floor and it spun and spun and spun and it went jink!
Well, I guess...
On your big toe.
You know what I've learned? You never argue with women because chances are you're probably wrong.
Yeah, mommy's always right.
Suck up.
She is.
Okay, so we're going to take that off. You want to peel some of this?
Nope.
You don't want to help me with anything this morning, do you? She claims that she likes building with Daddy.
Yeah, building.
Well, that's what we're doing.
No, we're peeling.
We're not building, we're just peeling, guys. You see, just never get into an argument with a woman.
Oh, and you also cut your finger once.
Well, that I do a lot.
And whenever you were playing with your pocket knife in your pocket, you cut your finger.
Hey, it wasn't playing, fidgeting, okay? You don't play with knives.
You do.
You shouldn't fidget either, but you definitely don't play with knives.
You're playing with one right now.
No, I'm not. I'm
Yes, you are.
using one as a tool.
Yeah, on an airplane. That is a toy.
This is not a toy. It's an accurate flying model, ma'am.
No, it's a toy.
It's an accurate flying model.
And now you're pointing a knife at me.
Oh, man. Did you guys hear that? Woo! She's full of zingers this morning, guys. There we go. That's a good fit. Apparently, I think I'm missing some parts again. I'm missing the tail piece over here. I know. That's okay. So we'll just...
That was for you.
What? Why was it from me?
Because you never remember where you put your pieces. And now he's gorilla gluing it. How is this anything normal?
It's not normal. We are not normal. Okay, so now we're going to look and see if the tail is straight. I mean, that's pretty dang straight in my opinion. Looks good to me. What do you think, chicken girl? Come take a look at it. Back me up, girl. Back me up. What you think?
Little crooked.
What? To which way?
That way. No, that way. Because if you look at the line on the cockpit,
Well, no, that's...
that's center. That is not.
Okay, well, I'm dealing with the holes. I'm just talking about, is it leaning to either side? And it doesn't appear to be.
But,
no, don't quit looking at this. This is not straight.
yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
All right, so moving right along. You know, I feel like I have that piece somewhere in my collection over here of randos. So.
I told you should organize it.
Will my good daughter organize it for me?
No.
All right. Well, I guess
You're
moving
too
right
messy.
along here.
How about you fix the doors?
The doors? What's wrong with the doors?
They fall off the hinge.
Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the wings here while we're waiting for that tail to dry. So I'm gonna just kind of turn this over there. Okay. So I have to, because I didn't get all the parts with this one, I'm gonna have to go to the other airplane and go cannibalize some pieces real quick and put them onto here.
Here,
So
brush your hair.
what?
Brush your hair.
Why?
Because yours is tangly.
Yep, this is what happens in the morning. You know, at Jet Jock here, we we get ready while we're working on airplanes because we do have a busy day today. So I don't know why I need my hair brushed when I'm wearing a hat, but that's cool. All right, so I'm gonna go cannibalize some parts real quick, and I'll be right back.
Night night.
All right, guys. So cannibalize the parts. That one looks pretty gross, but it's just a cover. It's not a big deal. So both of the blocks fell off. So I'm gonna have to go get the, could you run and go grab those two servos on the ground over there for me, chicken girl?
Okay.
That way I can get servos mounted up on those blocks too. So what we're doing right now is we're just cannibalizing more pieces, so we don't have to use any more. It looks like we're only going to be able to get one servo in, so I guess it is what it is. But now I'm going to have to do some fancy footwork here for the flaps because they were supposed to have some specially bent push rods, but this kit's actually very incomplete and I'm missing a lot of stuff. So I'm just gonna have to make do with what I have, and I think it should work actually. I'm going to, instead of doing the internal flap push rod that they tell you to do in here, I'm gonna go external, just like the rest of these guys over here, just like that. I'm gonna go just external, put it on there just like a normal thing, and we'll just see what happens. If it doesn't work, then I can always just redo it later. It's a risk I'm willing to take, that's for darn sure. It has you doing some wild bend going through the inside, and like I said, I don't have all the push rods, so don't really want to do it. So we're gonna try it this way, see if it works. All right, so let's get ourselves a servo. We're just gonna put one in right now and then probably just call it the day. We got some things to do today, and also I'm gonna be heading out of town for the rest of this week. So this is all I'm gonna get done on the PC6. So
No, I'll work on it in the morning.
I don't know about that. I'd be willing to if you'd been practicing with me maybe, but yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and get this bad boy installed real quick. Sometimes these servos come centered, so maybe we'll be lucky and that'll be the case. So let's go ahead and resituate it. After reversing the control horn atop the servo, I started to screw the servo onto the mounting blocks. Well guys, and it looks like I broke one while I was screwing it in. So, all right, so what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna just glue this back on. In fact, I might, yeah, see, they just pop right off. It's really kind of cheesy construction, just like a spot of CA. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and pull them all off and just glue them on and call it a day. I tell you what, that was going to fall off in flight for sure once you got those forces. Now I understand why the other ones were epoxied on for sure. That makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with the rest of them real quick here. Yeah, I mean, look at that. It just pops right off. So,
Yeah, I'm alive.
did he perk up for food?
Oh, yeah. He was like, food!
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to re-glue all these on. That was just, no, not cool. Watch this. I mean, almost as good as Elmer's glue, huh? All right, so we've got those gluing. I've kind of run out of things to do. I don't want to move this around too much because of the straightness of that tail, which still looks good, by the way. So I guess until later this week, I'm not going to be back in the shop. We're actually heading out of town, or I'm heading out of town for work, but I'm going to go visit some RC fields while I'm out of town, so I'll be sharing that with you guys too. So we'll see you at the end of the week when we get back to work on this. So we left these alone the other day, and when I glued them on, I didn't put anything to hold them in place. One of them fell over, and the other one came off crooked. So gotta remember whenever you do these things to clamp them, because they will kind of wander off on you. So unfortunately, last week we only got 1 day of work done on the model, and this week is looking pretty busy too. Sorry if I'm a little off this morning. We heard some commotion by the rabbit hutch outside, and we have guinea fowls next to the rabbits. And man, they were making all kinds of noise, and so usually that's something that's up to no good. And so I shined the flashlight over there, and there was a pack of like 5 coyotes sitting out there next to the guinea coop, but they ran off before I even had time to get the gun. I guess silly me, I should have had that already loaded. But, you know, still learning. So next time we'll definitely have that ready to go. But yeah, we have a bunch of coyotes out there just licking their chops over our bunnies. So definitely don't want them to get knocked out. All right, so let's get the clamp here this time and actually do this. All right, so once we get these glued back on, 2 of them didn't get messed up. So we will start with those, and we'll get aileron servos in, and we'll also do the rudder, and then we'll see what we have time for after that. Tell you what, guys, I don't know about y'all, but after a good maiden like we had last week, I just want to fly more than I really feel like building lately, and that's been part of my motivational issues as well, because I tell you what, that was a blast. But I know show must go on, and a maiden will be coming soon with this one, and I'm really excited about that. Had some friends over the other day, and we flew the Red Bull for them, the Red Bull PC6, and got to let their son try out some RC stuff. Got him on the Aero Scout, so that was a lot of fun. That's a great trainer, by the way. If y'all haven't seen our previous episodes with the girls flying the Aero Scout, it's a really good airplane. I'd highly recommend it for first timers. Maybe we'll get the girls out there flying it for y'all again real soon, so y'all can see that, because I think just very highly of it. All right, so there's one. Let's get the other one going. Yeah, it's always fun being able to share RC with new people, and people can actually see it's not too far out of reach, as most think. Whew. I'm not sure if y'all can hear it in audio or not, but those guineas are still cutting up out there. I've shined the flashlight several times out that direction to see what they're cutting up about since the coyote incident, but I haven't seen anything else yet. So periodically I'll keep checking it out over there. All right, so there we go. Now we got it clamped. That should do it. We'll get that squared away. That's a minor setback, but nothing too big. That'll be for our flaps. Okay, let's see. Put this camera down so y'all can see me here, what I'm doing. That's better. Come over here. Yeah, there we go. Now you can see me. We start by cutting the excess glue from around the base of the mounting block so the servo fits flush. Well, that's not good, guys. I guess I should have probably pre-drilled the holes, huh? Well, crud. All right, so plan B. We'll start working on the tail. We'll get these new little blocks glued onto them. As you can see, I made a little bobo there and whoops. So we'll, lesson learned again, pre-drill your servo holes. I've never had to do that before, and I'm not the biggest fan of these servo covers. I mean, they look good and all, but I could definitely see the weaknesses on them too. Mounting the servos to the covers, that is. But like I said, for scale wise, I can appreciate the application for sure. Yeah, let's go ahead and, since I didn't mess these up completely. All right, there we go. So, got those back together. We'll let that dry overnight and get it back again tomorrow, I guess. All right, so we got some holes pre-drilled on this one. So we're gonna give this one a shot and we'll see if it actually works. Where's that screwdriver? I always wander off with things. If I could just reclaim all the time that I spend looking for things and use that as building time, I'd probably get these things done twice as fast. What's funny is when you're in a hobby or anything else, even if you've been doing it for a long time, there's always new things to be learned and things that kind of can surprise you when they shouldn't. Oh, a little bit more glob there. Let me get that off. I mean, I've been building, and I've been doing kits and ARFs since the late 90s. So I've been doing this for a while, so probably not near as long as some of you guys, but I enjoy the tinkering. But I will say, it's also frustrating, as much as I love tinkering, when you finish one and you still gotta tinker with it after every flight. That gets old. A lot of those airplanes I just end up selling. I like reliability for sure. And by the way, guys, the pre-drilled holes work just fine. So we'll remember that for next time. It's all in, it's solid, it looks good. All right, let's plop this puppy in the wing here. All right, so we're gonna get our drill. We're gonna drill some holes in the wing here for our control horns on the ailerons, and we'll be right back. Oh, we're gonna be right back. All right, so this is gonna make probably some of you old timers cringe, or even the perfectionists out there, I should say, cringe. But my plane don't care. No, just joking. But this is a way that I found that works for me in the past. It's a little bit more accurate than a drill, because let's face it, you have a big cumbersome drill, or you have something that's small and you have complete control of. So I like to just kind of force a piece of push rod through to line up your holes. It's always worked well for me. Like I said, to each their own. I mean, if you don't like it, that's fine. It's not your model, but it's always worked well for me. I've always had more control, and yeah, the exit points are almost identical to the entrance points, so that's why we do it. All right, so here we go. Gonna put this bad boy in here. Slide these guys through, and we'll get the horn, we'll get it hooked up to the servo, and we'll move on to the tail for a little while. All right, little screwdriver. Okay, so now we'll just use this guy. There we go. All right. Get that other washer on there. And then this guy. All right. So there's that. There's the first easy connect. We've got this. Push it right on through. And there's that. Oh, wait. One more thing. All right, let me find the smallest one I have. Yeah, it is. Come on, baby, work for me. Every once in a while, we can get a win. All right, so there's one wing done. Yay! And we'll trim those the push rod and everything a little bit later. Right now we're just going to leave it like that until we turn on the airplane and stuff. So, all right, so that's about all we're going to have for that wing today, seeing that we're waiting on those stubborn glue pieces to dry. So now we're going to move on to the tail. We're going to end up just gluing in the rudder control arm that goes internal. And then we'll see about maybe looking at some motor work. So here we go. All right, so moving right along to the rudder now. So we're just going to glue this guy into here. And this is going to serve as the control arm for the rudder, and it's also going to have a separate control horn down here for the tail wheel. So we're going to work on that right now. All right, so we're going to cut this notch out a little bit bigger. All right, there we are. Kind of plop this sucker right in. There, blammo, it's in. So now we're just gonna let that dry and we're gonna move on to something else. Now, like we said, this kit didn't include all the pieces we need, so we're gonna have to cannibalize some from the other PC6 that we have. So right now we do have a rudder push rod, but it appears we do not have elevator push rods. So I'm gonna go pop the elevator push rods off of the other fuselage and I'll be right back. All right, now that we got our salvage control horns out of the other fuselage, we're gonna go ahead and put these in the back. Just kind of slide on in here. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get the servos mounted inside of there, instead of working on the engine today, so that'll all be taken care of. And when it comes time to put on the horizontal stab, which, you know what, probably wouldn't be a bad idea to do as well right now, so we'll take care of all those things. So let me get 2 more servos, actually 3 more servos, give me one for the tail. Looks like those need to be cut back a little bit, so I didn't even think about that, guys. We need to cut back those things. So I'm gonna pull that back out. Let's cut them real quick. If I can find my nippers. There's one cut. Two. Cut. Hey, and the door closed. And then number 3 cut. All right, got those off. Now we'll slide them. Oh, we'll wait to slide those in. All right, so. Now, tricky part. Yeah, they seem to be just fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and close this. Alrighty. Don't need this in the moment, so let's go ahead and put a lid on it, stick a cap on it. Alright. Now, 3 surfaces, 3 servos. And all we're doing here is screwing on the control horns and attaching the rubber shock dampeners to the servos. Huh. Well, that's cool. These grommets are never like my favorite thing to put on, but I just figured out a shortcut. Look, you stick the screw through the grommet like that, and then you stick the screw through the back side here, push it in, and then pull the screw out, and look, the grommet stayed in. I like it. Now, one thing I like to do with these easy connectors, because sometimes they can wander off on their own. Once I'm done, I'm going to take all the servos back out while attached in their final rigged positions and put a little dab of CA on all the attachments. And that'll usually do the job. All right, let me see if I can get y'all a better view here of what I'm putting up with, because this is kind of a unique situation because of the hatch. I can kind of see the confines of what I'm working in here. You see like we mentioned before, that's where the hatch is there. So that's where your servos are gonna go for your elevator and all that good stuff. So we're working way down in this hole. Now, another thing is the hinges on this little door are very, very fragile. So gotta you can't lean your hands against that either. And see, that's exactly why we don't put these things in final position with the CA, because now that I'm looking in here, it needs to be on this middle dot, not the furthest dot. So I've got to pull this back out and resituate our easy connector. Hey, we got a chicken girl. Huh? The instructions? Who needs instructions? Yeah, it is.
My phone says it's below freezing.
Yeah, the thing says 37.
When I woke up, it said 30.
What?
When I woke up, it said 30.
Are you sure it's not the wind chill is 30? You missed all the commotion last night.
What happened after that? I slept through most of it.
So, we brought in the plants last night to water and then leave them in there since it was supposed to be cold. Our seedlings, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And about 1 million flies came in the house with,
There's about 1 million fly strips.
yeah. So Beluga Girl, Daddy, and Mommy went on a killing rampage, and I think we killed about 200 flies last night.
You should have woke me up.
Dude, you didn't even wake up with all the commotion. Every time Beluga Girl would kill one, she'd be like, I got one! And then she'd double tap it.
So does Beluga Girl feel better?
A little, I think she's feeling a little better. All right, so right now we got 2 of the servos in. We're gonna put the rudder servo in next, and then we should be done with that for today.
Hey Daddy, does that tape actually, that Allen tape, do you never have to use screws or glue again?
Is that what it says on the package?
Yeah, never use screws.
Allen tape, really? How boring is that? I'm using my Allen tape.
Alien tape.
Yeah, alien tape.
Never use screws or glue again.
I couldn't imagine naming something after just a person's name. I use my Allen tape.
As seen on TV. Ha. Again.
I tell you what though, we use that in the Cessna 182 to hold down the receiver, and it did work well.
How thick is it?
It's kind of thick. Like I wouldn't use it for like doing something on surfaces. Okay. Do you want to show them what we're talking about so they know what Allen tape is?
Alien.
No, it's forever Allen tape because you called it Allen tape. Yeah, show them that stuff. This is what we're talking about, the alien tape. I'm not sure if any of you guys used it, but like I said, we ran out of Velcro the other day and we put the receiver for the Cessna 182 into the cockpit area with that Allen tape, alien tape, and it actually worked out well. It stuck the entire flight anyway, and it's still sticking, so kudos to that stuff. It worked pretty well.
Calf pulling equipment.
I don't think they care about calf pulling equipment.
I do.
Any of you guys pulled a calf before? I can officially say I have. That was quite the experience. We'll be posting the videos of that on our other channel, Flying H Farm, so check that out, guys.
Yep, it's a really good channel. It's got a lot of funny cows.
Yeah, we talk about animals more on that channel, so y'all
We talk
like.
about animals on this channel too.
Yeah, we do a little bit, but you know, for the most part, I try to stay away from that.
Make sure she did.
All right, so we were worried about that rudder being cut before, the rudder wire, but it looks like it's just gonna fit. I'll take you guys down and y'all can kind of see what we've been up to this entire time, because I know the hatch is kind of hard to see inside of there. But there it is.
Maybe that's why Maverick's all about maiden, not all about.
So there they are. Our servos are set inside. Like I said, we're not going to put all the wires and everything and glue everything into their final position until we get everything hooked up and tested out. Then everything, like all of our little set screws and all the backing plates, are going to get glued in so they don't work themselves out. That's what I've done for years. One's never come undone, except for the one time I didn't do that. That's when I learned to do it. All right, so next we're just gonna put the dowels on the front end of the horizontal stab, and we're gonna call it a day. So, now, what we got right here on this right here, we have two little holes already pre-drilled for us, so I'm gonna open those up. And then it's just as simple as just shoving these guys in there with a little bit of glue and calling it good.
No, use glue. Use the alien tape. That's what it says.
I don't think alien tape could fit in these holes, so they're wrong. Yeah, so you know how I was killing the flies on the ceiling? I got a really wet rag and I was nailing them with the wet rag.
That's cool.
Guys, true story, it does work.
I've slept through the whole thing.
I've always said if a tornado hit the house, you would sleep through it.
Until y'all can grab me and shake me upside down.
Yeah, Donkey Girl did sleep through it.
Okay, whoops. Yeah, Donkey Girl and me are like hard sleepers. Or it's that our room is on the other end of the house.
Dude, your room was like right next to where we were slapping most of them. We were hitting your wall.
I don't hear anything. He's always making fun of me because I sleep through almost everything.
I can make fun of you as much as I want.
Never use screws or glue again.
All right, so there they are. They're in. We're gonna let these dry, and we'll be back tomorrow morning.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're back in the morning, and yesterday we went down to the mailbox and got some kind of exciting stuff. Wow, it's really raining out there. I hope you guys can hear me. The audio might be bad. Anyway, we got prop spinners, or I guess prop nuts with the spinner adapter for the Kingair. So let's go see if those fit. This would be all just too convenient if this actually worked out for us. So here, in case I didn't show it to you earlier, here's the kit. So we'll see what we got. Yeah, buddy. Looks like it's gonna fit. Alright, so now, let's just keep going until it's tight. Alright, let's see if that's going to fit. That's going to fit nicely. Okay, so that should work. Let's go get the other side on now. And then we just got to find a bolt that's going to fit, because of course they don't give you everything you need. No kit's ever going to be that nice, I guess. All right, guys, so we know these fit. We've got the adapters on. I don't need to do this today because with the Kingair, y'all know we're waiting on servos, we're waiting on funds. I know I told y'all I was going to post some of these models, just haven't had time. It's planting season right now, so we're getting our sprouts in. Check it out. Yep, so that's 570 plants that we planted in the last couple of days. We're gonna have to get them growing and stuff like that. So once we get that all done and some other things done in the garden, I'll have time to hopefully post these things up soon, if not in a couple of days here. We do need to loosen up those funds so we can get the rest of the servos for the Kingair. So in the meantime, this was a nice step forward that they fit. I think all we're gonna have to do is just drill out these holes a little bit bigger and then we'll be good. So let's get back to the PC6 where we have all the parts for. All right, so back to where we left off yesterday. We did get these guys glued in. Just need to peel off the glue there. It looks like that's working well. Good deal. All right. So I guess today what we'll do is we'll get this bad boy attached. We'll get it bolted in and we could, we'll start getting the wing together. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's finish up this wing, so just in case any of those other pieces pop off, we can get them taken care of. And then we'll move on to this. And hopefully we get a lot of this buttoned up today. That would be really nice. Get that vertical stabilizer. I guess that's actually next, the vertical stabilizer after we finish the wing. So here we go. To avoid being redundant, since you already saw me put a wing servo in, we decided to speed this segment up. And the audio kind of got bad because of the rain. All right, wings are done. Let's see what time it is and then we'll move on to the fuselage if we have some time. I'm gonna get up close here because of all the rain. It's still really loud out there. We're gonna start working on the rudder now. So I'm gonna put the control horns on the bottom and get it all hooked up. Then we'll lean it back, glue it in place, and maybe we'll get the horizontal stab in. I'm not sure, so let's get started. The rudder control rod was kind of a difficult installation because the rod had to slide between two bushings that had the rudder control horn sandwiched in between them. After that, the hinges got glued into place. All right, so guys, I think we're gonna, let's put this on real quick. Finish on a high note. Or not a high note. Today's been a really good day. It's been the whole day today's been a high note. We're going to come out periodically to the garage and check on the glue. Make sure it's drying. Let's just get the horizontal stab in just real.
And then Daddy can have me with this little tiny zipper.
It appeared that I didn't clean the dowels that go into the mounting holes for the horizontal stab well enough. So we shaved off a little glue, it popped in, and we bolted it into place.
All right, guys. Well, I hope this doesn't conclude our week, but there has been rumblings of a couple-day trip coming up. So we may or may not be back at it tomorrow. We'll give you our send-off later, right before we edit this video. So hopefully we'll be back in the shop tomorrow to do some more on this airplane because we're getting really close. But until then, we'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys, it looks like that was it for this week. I did have to go flying. Chicken Girl's like going, don't know what. Anyway, so yep, that's gonna be it for this week. So look for next week as we do more on this, hopefully finish it up. If our friend can bring us the wing tube, that would be great because I think we're getting there. So anyway, guys, get your families involved. Bring more people to in the hobby.
Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.
We'll see you. Bye.
Bye-bye.